defers. They will defend the east end zone. The Cougars will receive the opening kickoff and defend the west end zone. And now, will you please all rise in the stadium, celebrate the half. Before we begin activities tonight, we'd like to have a moment of silence in honor of 3 past Bulldogs that have passed recently away. From the class of 1982, Joe Cliff. The class of 1978, Mark Pruitt. And the class of 1968, Steve Romeo. Let us have a moment of silence.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this WILN Sports Special presentation of the WILN High School Football Game of the Week as the Berwick Bulldogs play host to the Cougars of Hazleton area. You are looking live at historic Crispin Field in Berwick. We now pause for the Berwick alma mater and our national anthem. That has been our national anthem, along with the Berwick alma mater, performed by the Berwick Middle School and High School bands. Outstanding rendition as always, and we welcome you to high school football on WILN. We are live from Crispin Field in Berwick as the Berwick Bulldogs, under the direction of first-year head coach C.J. Curry, in a rivalry game in week number 4 against the Hazleton area Cougars that made the trek down 93 to here in Berwick, under the direction of Dennis Bookman. And I'm Marty Burns, joined as always by the coach Joe DeMelfi, Mike Sosar on the sidelines, Jim Burns on the stats. And Joe, I mentioned something to you in pregame, and Coach Bookman chuckled when I mentioned it to him. I believe this is the first time we're calling a game in which both teams are coached by gentlemen that we've called their games when they were players.
I think you're right, Marty, and if that means I'm getting old, I guess I am. Two teams, Marty, that's struggling. Hazleton with a win over West Scranton last weekend. Bulldogs 0-3, hoping to snap that tonight as we get the kickoff.
Berwick won the toss and deferred. This is Hazleton area with it. And coming straight up the middle for the Cougars, Carlos Gonzalez brought it down in Berwick territory. A great return on special teams to start the action for the Cougars.
I'll tell you what, touchdown saving tackle to start the game. In fact, that was a very good tackle. I believe it was 25, Logan Robinson with the tackle. Kicked off and then hung back and made it, as I mentioned, game-saving tackle. Bulldogs defensively, Marty, you watched them in the first game, very quick to the ball. They fly around, they tackle well. Offensively, that's where they need to work. Talk a little bit more as we go along to the game.
And the Cougars will start with an empty backfield. The lone man back there is senior quarterback Austin Wilson. Gonzalez shifts back into the backfield. This is Wilson. He'll get about 2 to the 40.
Start with a play out of the run-pass option with the handoff to the back going to the right side. Berwick defensively, as I mentioned, quick to the ball, limits that to 2 yards, Marty.
Cougars in the white going from right to left on your screen to start tonight's football game at Crispin Field. 2nd and 8. After the big kickoff return by Carlos Gonzalez gets the Cougars into Berwick territory. Under pressure is Wilson, and he overshoots everybody. Incomplete. I believe that was Gavin Galutia.
Galutia with pressure up the middle. A little bit of a delay, and Galutia came clean. Nobody picking him up.
3rd and 8. Clock stopped on the incompletion.
So for the first time this season, let's mention the Penn State Hazleton scoreboard. 57 seconds in, Cougars 3rd and 8 from the Bulldog 40.
Empty backfield, Marty. Slot left, trips right, motion. 4 receivers, right side.
Wilson rolls that way, but the Bulldogs defend it well and drop him for a loss of about a yard.
Rolling to the right, the quarterback.
Making that tackle, Shiloh Escobar.
Escobar with a great job.
Shiloh Escobar.
Coming up.
On the play, 4th and 9 from the Berwick 41.
Should mention our officials, John Basic, the referee. Umpire is Galen Miller. Jacob Schuster, the linesman. The line judge, Robert Jones. Brian Jacobkowski is the field judge. Side judge, Brendan Boyle.
Wilson tried to get to the corner. A lot of people there with the 4 receivers. Berwick had 3 or 4 defenders.
Cougars going for it on 4th down, and Wilson will be sacked. A host of Cougars led by Galusha. The Bulldogs get the big sack and take over on downs.
I'll tell you what, Marty, great job by that Berwick defense. Up the field very quickly. If you're going to throw down the field, you have to have max protection. Didn't happen. So the Bulldogs with a short field.
Right at the 50-yard line.
Ball on the 50-yard line.
To begin this series of downs.
As I mentioned earlier, Marty, one of the areas offensively, Berwick has had a lot of attempts inside the 20 the first 3 games, just can't convert. Let's see if that changes tonight.
Galusha, the first handoff of the night for the Bulldogs, gets him 2 to the 48 of Hazleton area.
Hand off to Gavin Galusha. Gain of 2.
Talked about both teams defensively, Marty. Playing good football. They get to the ball, they tackle well. As evidenced by that 2-yard gain, 1st down. Slot right. Now we're going to changed the formation. Let's see how that.
And this is Billy Hansen at quarterback. And a host of white jerseys bring him down after a short gain of maybe a yard.
Hansen rolling to the right of the
Marty, they
formation.
changed, as we look at the replay, they changed the formation tight end right along with the receivers. Hansen tries to get to the corner. He ran sideline or hash marked the sideline, never could turn it up. So we're looking at a third down and about 7.
After that great replay brought to you by S.J. Kowalski, it looked like Gonzalez held the charge for the Hazleton area defensively. Now this is Ashton Smith throwing and incomplete. He may have been looking for Hansen.
Ashton Smith and a quarterback rolls left. Pass downfield is incomplete.
But it falls incomplete, bringing up 4th and 7.
The Bulldogs in their first series.
Bulldogs looking to punt it away. Really couldn't do much with that offensive series. Hazleton's defense held the Bulldogs to 4 total yards after that incompletion.
Kicking it away is Sean Bankus, and fair catch called for at about the 9.
Fair catch on the punt by Hazleton.
Logan Gennaro sets the Cougars up. Totally different field position than when they started their first drive. 1st and 10 at their own 9.
9-yard line. They have 81 yards of real estate in front of them, Marty.
Ball is down.
So we're going to see if the
first down and
Hazleton offense, they come out with some spread formations. The problem being blocking up front in their first series. They're looking at a 3-back set, Marty.
And getting the handoff, bouncing off a couple of tacklers. Was Ashton Karlick, and he gets enough for the first time. A Grand Central first down.
S.J. Kowalski replay right side. That time the Hazleton offensive line, the right side opened the gap. Karlick found the gap and gained about 11. Maybe a little more on first down.
High snap, give to Karlick again, and he got stood up and dropped. Nice play defensively from the Bulldogs by Tymere Wilkerson.
Wilkerson did a great job with the tackle. They went back to the same play, Marty. Many coaches say if you're successful with the play, run it again to see if the defense can come up. And they did that time. Wilkerson with the tackle. 2nd and about 8.
Two receivers to the bottom of your screen for the Cougars, Moran and Van Gilst. Wilson looks that way. Tipped and incomplete. He was looking for J.C. Peralta.
But I'll tell you what, great job.
Defended by Alex
Estrella.
3rd and 8
from the
24-yard line.
Linebacker position did a great job of getting over, tried to make the fake off the play they've run 2 or 3 times, picking up a little yardage. That time Estrella was right there.
3 receivers to the bottom of your screen. Wilson out of the gun, checks to the sideline for the play. Low snap. Wilson under pressure, looking to get away from it. But a host of blue jerseys will bring him down after a short gain. Rocco Romeo on the tackle for the Bulldogs.
Rocco Romeo, and while we're mentioning Rocco, I would like to pass my condolences on the loss of his grandfather, Steve, who was a big Berwick sports fan. Rocco Romeo making the play there.
Back for the Bulldogs.
So that'll send number 4, Sean Bankus, back deep for the Bulldogs. Second straight possession. Coach Curry's Bulldogs should end up with decent field position.
And again, as I said, the offense, both teams' offense struggling a little.
Wilson gets it away, end over end kick that is picked up by Braden Schaefer.
I'll tell you what, Mr. Schaefer and I have a little conversation on the sideline. Too many bad things can happen when you try to field a punt like that rather than good things. So a law of averages, you let the thing bounce around, get out of the way. On the other hand, Marty, you can't fault the player for trying to make an effort, but he has to be smart about it.
So the first possession, Berwick started at midfield. Now they'll start at their own 42. We've got 6:10 remaining in a scoreless first quarter on the Penn State Hazleton first quarter scoreboard. Thank you for joining us tonight here on WILN. I'm Marty Burns, joined by Joe DeMelfi, Mike Sosar on the sidelines, Jimmy Burns on the stats. And it'll be Hanson that'll take this snap at the quarterback position. Hanson trying to get to the outside, got cut off and cut back, and he's got some room on the far side. Down the sideline goes Billy Hanson before he's brought down at the Cougar 28, and he has a grand central. Berwick, first down.
Hanson going to the right, that's where he wanted to go. The backside of the defense reacted very quickly. By the time Hanson got to the corner on the right side, nothing there. He took off to the left side. He had some blocking, picks up the first down.
Gain of 30 for Hanson, all the way down to the Cougar 28. Approaching 5.5 minutes remaining in a scoreless first quarter on the Penn State Hazleton scoreboard. Here's Wilkerson, and Coach Curry saw something he didn't like. Berwick timeout, scoreless in the first.
Timeout called on the field by the Bulldogs. Their first.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
Hey, it's Justin from Grand Central, and our trained sleep professionals are here to help you sleep like never before. With an extensive line of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we are sure to find you the right mattress at the right price. Free delivery and removal, interest-free financing for up to 60 months, and same or next day delivery on select models.
And don't forget, everyday low prices. Stop in to one of our 2 locations, Route 93 in Nescopec,
Or downtown Hazleton,
and see why Northeast and Central Pennsylvania sleeps better with Grand Central.
We welcome you back to Crispin Field in Berwick after the Bulldog timeout. 5:27 remaining in a scoreless first quarter on the Penn State Hazleton scoreboard. First deepest possession for either team, and both of them have had opportunities with great starting field position. Berwick here 1st and 10 from the Cougar 28, 28, excuse me. This is going to be Wilkerson, and he's dropped for a loss. Making the tackle was Miguel Vasquez, but Hunter Johnson blew the play up for Hazleton area.
Hunter Johnson on the Cougar tackle.
Hazleton area up quickly.
Loss of 3, 2nd and 13.
Making the tackle, loss of about 3. We talked about the Bulldogs, Marty, and how they have struggled offensively, especially as they get near the red zone.
So Hansen this time will go under center. Joe mentioned 2nd and 13. Play action. Hansen rolling, being pressured, and he is sacked. Brought down by Jeremy Ackerman.
Ackerman with a great job defensively. Hansen has to make up his mind. If he's going to stop there and slow down, now he's going left, he's right-handed, makes it tough anyhow. But if he's going to slow down, he has to have a receiver in mind. The Bulldogs were running routes, and they were running the routes, weren't even looking, so he had nowhere to throw except throw it away, don't take the loss. But didn't happen, so now we're looking at 3rd and about 25.
Ashton Smith back at quarterback. He's going to go downfield looking for Wilkerson, I believe, but it's intercepted. And down at the 17 for Hazleton area on the first turnover of the night. Xavier Heck, the freshman, with the interception.
I'll tell you what, Marty, too many people. Look at the F.J. Kowalski replay. You got 2 receivers, 2 defenders. Ball was thrown up for a jump ball. Cougars come away with it. And the Bulldogs' woes continue offensively.
So the ball officially marked at the Cougar 18, 1st and 10.
Marty, 10 to 15 yard area, catch and run. Teams have to remember that. Can't be throwing it downfield when the coverage is pretty good.
Cougars shift. Carlick gets the handoff.
Again, right side, nothing there. We're going to have a 2nd down. I talked to you pregame, Marty. We talked about while we were waiting to go on the air, Berwick's defense. And there's a good example. They get to the ball very quickly. If you're going to try to fool them at all, you look at a reverse, maybe a screen pass, because they get up the field pretty quickly.
Second and 10 from the 18. 3 minutes and counting left in a scoreless first quarter. Carlick. And he is going to get out across the 20, brought down just across the 25. Leaving the Cougars with 3rd and a long 2.
Picked up good yardage on the second play. Left side of the line, nice job. There was a little bit of a gap.
And I know, talked a couple different times in the offseason with Coach Bookman, and last season there were a lot of players that got a chance to play due to necessity and injury. Ashton Carlick was one of those that saw a lot of valuable time both sides of the football for Hazleton area.
One of the things that's going to help you as you grow your program.
Wilson gets across the 30 to about the 31. That's good for a Grand Central. First down, Romeo on the tackle for the Bulldogs.
Picks up a Cougar 1st down.
Again, Rocco Romeo coming over to make the tackle. Hansen a little bit of a drop step, Marty. Then he had some people pulling and backs leading up, so enough to pick up the 1st down. As we start to wind down this first quarter.
Fast-moving first quarter. Going to about a minute and a half remaining in a scoreless first quarter on the Penn State Hazleton scoreboard. Here come the Bulldogs with pressure. Wilson's pass to Moran, and he just got tripped up after a gain of about 8.
Marty, we just finished talking about the 10 to 15 yard throw, and that's what that was, picked up 8.
Credit Caleb May on the tackle, or it could have been a whole lot worse for the Bulldogs defensively.
Miller rolled to the right, then he had the out, by the receiver. Defensive back has to, when he recognizes that, has to get there a little bit quicker.
Call it 2nd and 2 after Joe mentioned the gain of 8. Under a minute remaining. Karlik. And he gets upended, but should have enough for a Grand Central Cougar first down. And Joe, we should mention, members of the Berwick maintenance staff were working on the scoreboard to our left. There is no play clock tonight. They couldn't get the one to our left working, so you just can't have the one on the right side. So they are turned off tonight, so both teams are checking with the back judge.
Back judge keeps the clock, right, Marty? Marty, hard running, picked up that first down for the Cougars.
Now, as we mentioned about the play clock, not sure if the Cougars have to get a playoff here. And the clock will go to zeros. It was snapped, but John Basic says no, the quarter is over. Through 1, Hazleton area nothing, Berwick nothing. You're watching high school football on WILN.
The score after 1 quarter is 0-0.
FNL Doors, your trusted overhead door supplier for over 50 years, providing quality products and services to Eastern PA and beyond with 2 strategic locations. They carry garage doors from leading manufacturers in the industry like Rayner. They guarantee parts and service for your home or business, from new construction to replacement doors, inspections, and service calls. FNL Doors stands behind every job, taking pride in the work they do. Call 800-344-DOOR or visit FNL Doors online at fldoors.com or visit their showrooms in Hazel Township or Schuylkill Haven.
Contact Pete Kasalika for a home and auto quote today.
Welcome back to Crispin Field. Start of the second quarter. No score between the Bulldogs and Cougars.
Marty, look at the offensive production the first quarter. Hazleton, 40 yards rushing, 8 yards passing, 48 total yards. The Bulldogs, 19 yards rushing, no yards passing, 19 total yards.
But the Cougars are in the midst of a drive where they've gotten 2 first downs from now their own 18 to their own 42. They're in the white going from left to right on your screen. And this will be Karlik hit in the backfield. Big play defensively by Gavin Jones.
Gavin Jones on the Berwick tackle for a loss on the first down.
Jones with a great job quickly up the field and a sure tackle. Arvin Jones with the tackle for the Bulldogs.
2nd and 11 from the 41, a loss of 1 on the play. As Karlik did all he could just to get a loss of 1. This is Wilson. Throwing for Hunter Johnson and a little out of his reach, incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd down and 11.
Again, under pressure, interior line from Berwick.
3rd and 11.
Led by
from the Hazleton 41.
Gabe Decker checking back in at defensive end for the Bulldogs.
I believe Lonzinski was up the field, and again, Miller had hard time with the rush.
Yeah, as long as you guys can get like out of the view of like there's everybody's paying here and we can't see.
Wilson throws, caught by Moran. Forward progress may leave him 2 yards shy of the first down right at midfield.
Great job on the throw from Wilson. Also an excellent catch.
All the way out to the 50-yard line.
And Joe, Yo-Yo Moran is one of those players that if you talk to Coach Bookman, as each game went along last year and he talked about him during the offseason and this early portion of the year, you can continue to see the growth in Moran.
Got better, he's getting better and better. That route was a very good route inside of the defensive back, and he went up for the completion. Good place for a fake, if you ask me. Let's see it.
Especially with Wilson at quarterback, but he does punt it away. Cougars will play the field position battle as this one will squib out of bounds at the Berwick 13-yard line, and that's where the Bulldogs will start. 10-14 left in the opening half, no score. And Joe will be getting set after 10 minutes and 14 seconds of game action for the first time this year. To get a look at the stats compiled by our very own Mr. Jim Burns.
And who did a great job for us last year, if you remember. And he's done a great job for the last several years.
Makes us look good, and that's hard to do.
Extremely.
Hansen will go out of the shotgun. May in motion into the backfield to his left. And they'll give it to May. And May spun down across the 15 to about the 17 for a gain of 4.
Picked up decent yardage, Marty. Went to the right side. I think he was trying to go back left. Came down, and we have a Berwick player down.
Entering timeout on the field.
Warm evening, Marty.
I believe that might be Matt Gordner, number 62. Oh, Jim Burns is saying no, 22. That would be Caleb May, who got injured on the carry.
Directly behind the home bleachers in the west end zone. Plenty of options.
Marty, we look at the first 12 minutes of play, and we talked about both offenses struggling some. Hazleton trying to find that rhythm. The Bulldogs struggling. Defenses are playing well, and we talked about whether this would be a low-scoring, close game, which looks like the way it's going to be right now as the training staff is tending to the injured player.
And on a night when it appears that defenses rule, Joe, and that does look like it's Gordner, 62, being helped off. When it was 4th and 2 at midfield, Coach Bookman decided to play the field position better.
And you know what? If your defense is perfectly, he knows his team better than anyone. I said maybe a good place for a punt, but I'm sitting in the press box. So he knows.
Oh, and they always have that threat as long as Wilson makes the punter because he's the starting quarterback.
Exactly. Bulldogs looking at 2nd and probably 7, maybe a long 6.
Hansen keeps, gets pushed back into the middle and knocked down by Carlick.
I'll tell you what, Mark.
That was Hansen. First down, I apologize.
Sorry, Marty. That was Hansen's athletic ability. He took that step, drew the defense outside, turned it up, picked up the first down.
Gain of 7.
Ball out to the 24, 1st and 10.
1st and 10 from the Berwick 24.
Wilkerson in motion. Hazleton area jump. The question will be, were they drawn?
Interesting look at the line judges. Let's see what they're. And that offside, easy 5 yards, now makes the first down a little easier.
So 1st and 5 from the 29. Wilkerson in motion to the top of your screen. Hansen, a quarterback draw. Hansen gets spun down by Vasquez, but not before he picks up another Grand Central. First down at the Bulldog 40.
Billy Hansen did a nice job, as you mentioned, Marty. Took that little drop step, takes it up the field. If he can break the line of scrimmage, he's going to pick up some yards. That time he did, and picked up and the first down.
Some confusion. Hansen cuts it back, and Van Gilston Carlick will bring him down at about the 48, a gain of 8.
I'll tell you what, Marty, good read by Hazleton. I believe it was number 22 was up the field, and again, that was Peralta, and again caused Hansen to change direction. He's athletic enough to do that. Picked up about 8.
Ashton Smith, the quarterback, hands it off, and a Berwick Grand Central first down into Cougar territory by Galusha.
Good job by the offensive line. Galusha had some room. He picks up the first down. Bulldogs running game with Hansen, and now Galusha picking up good yardage.
And timeout, Hazleton area. And a scoreless game here in the second.
You will love the feel-good feeling you get when you shop at Grand Central in Nescopeck and Hazleton. You will enjoy a no-pressure professional sales staff, experienced delivery crew, service after the sale,
and don't forget, everyday low prices.
No matter what you're shopping for in your home, we have you covered with top brand names like Flex Steel, Lazy Boy England, and Dillon Custom Rugs.
With our enormous selection and the flexibility to finance interest-free for up to 60 months, Grand Central makes it easy to make your house a home.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years.
After the Hazleton area timeout that leaves both teams with 2 here in the opening half, scoreless with 6:55 remaining in this opening half, and Coach Bookman just looking to slow Berwick down as they've begun a march, and as you mentioned before we went to break after the timeout, due to the strength of this running game for Berwick. Toss play. Galusha down the near sideline, pushed out of bounds by a host of white jerseys.
I'll tell you what's helping the running game, Marty. You pick up 5-6 yards on first down. That really helps you pick up another first down. So Galusha off the left side with pretty decent blocking. Picks up about 6, maybe a little less.
Hansen now this time. Hansen Galusha's in the field. Inside the 10. It's a touchdown. Berwick. 39 yards. Bulldogs strike first.
Pop the line of scrimmage by the linebackers. Secondary spread out. Touchdown for the Bulldogs. Here you see it.
Number 81, Caleb Yost on for the point after. Kick is up. Good. 6:41 left in the opening half. Berwick on the board first, leading 7-0.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialist, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
We welcome you back to Berwick. Nice long drive by the Berwick offense as they lead 7-0.
Marty, before the kickoff, 7 plays, 87 yards. Galusha, Hansen, a big part of that, 333. Galusha was 3 carries, 52 yards. Hansen, 3 carries, 26 yards. Bulldogs up by 7.
Logan Robinson, his kickoff goes out of bounds. Well, we wait to see what Coach Bookman elects to do here. Before we get too far along, we'd like to thank Berwick Athletic Director Bo Orlando and everyone here at Berwick High School. Had to make some changes due to unforeseen circumstances, and along with our great production crew and everyone here at Berwick was able to make those changes, get us on the air. So thank you to Mr. Orlando and everyone here at Berwick High School for all of their cooperation and support, helping us get on the air tonight from beautiful Crispin Field on what we didn't mention, Joe, a beautiful Friday night.
It is. In fact, it's a little warm, Marty, to be honest with you.
Which means it'll be interesting to see how the teams are come second half.
Second half, conditioning, obviously, cramps, something else. So you have to hydrate, but you know what? The time to hydrate is the day before, but you must stay hydrated during the game as the Cougars start their offense.
Handoff is to Hunter Johnson. Bounces off one tackler, but is hauled down after a gain of about a yard, making the tackle Skylar Neville for the Bulldogs.
Braden Schaefer also right there for the Bulldogs. Berwick now crowding the line of scrimmage as they are getting a good push from their defensive front, and they tie up the offensive line. That gives the linebackers an opportunity to get to the ball.
3 receivers set to the top of your screen. Here come the Bulldogs. Wilson looks left and almost intercepted by Caleb May.
I'll tell you what, that was A great job defensively in the secondary by Caleb May. There's the throw, and that's the kind of throw I'm talking about, 10, 15 yards. But Caleb May with an excellent defensive play causes the incompletion, forces a third down, about 8 yards.
From the Bulldogs, Aiden George is going to bring down Wilson for a Berwick sack.
I'll tell you what, off the corner, nobody picked it up. If you look at it right here, off the corner with the sack.
From the Hazleton 29. Austin Wilson.
George.
16 to punt the ball away.
Aiden George came off the corner, like I said, nobody offensively. A little bit of a delay as the Cougars punted away.
This is Bankus, and he's not going to get away from the first man who grabbed him by the ankle and waited for help, the freshman Heck.
Great special teams play. So the Bulldogs will take over, Marty. 4:52 left, second quarter.
Each team with 2 timeouts, as you see on the Penn State Hazleton scoreboard. The 2 dashes under both teams' names.
The other thing, Marty, Berwick's running game, they found in that last series, not be a bad time for a little play action, but see if you can move it. You've been successful on the ground. Let's see if they continue.
Berwick player late coming on and then gets to the sideline. Flag is down. It may even be because of where he was when it was snapped that he was offsides.
Exactly. So that time Hazleton's defensive line bottling it up. So now we're going to look at a maybe second, take the penalty. It'll be a 1st and 15, I think.
Ball was marked at the 33, be marched back to the Berwick 28. As Joe mentioned, 1st and 15. I guess officially it was called illegal procedure.
And people might wonder that didn't see the Berwick player out on the field that was supposed to be in the offensive set.
And a handoff for no gain to Galusha as the Cougars stand firm defensively, 2nd and 15.
As Hanson goes to the sideline, get the play from Coach Curry.
Hanson is going to keep, cuts it into the middle. Cougars stack him up defensively for maybe a gain of 3.
Hanson tried to go to the right side and then cut back, but that time the back side of the Hazleton defense doing a good job maintaining the defensive spacing. Hanson with maybe a yard or 2. 3rd and 12.
Time continues to run under 3.5 minutes remaining in the opening half on the Penn State Hazleton scoreboard. Bulldogs with the ball, leading 7-0. Play action. Hansen looking for Wilkerson. Gonzalez on the coverage. It falls incomplete. 4th down.
I'll tell you what, Gonzalez did a nice job. He kept Wilkerson from going inside without interfering. Hansen tried to make the throw to the inside. Nothing there. Bulldogs will look to punt it away.
Gennaro and Van Gilst will go back deep for the Cougars. Should end up with decent field position, Joe. Be with probably under 3 minutes remaining, but 2 timeouts left to their credit.
See what kind of yardage the Bulldogs get on the punt.
I believe that hit a Berwick player either in the head or in the back. So it was down at the 44 of Hazleton area. 2:59 will be remaining in the second. As we mentioned, Cougars with 2 timeouts remaining.
They're going to mark it at the 44-yard line, where the Cougars will put it in play. As you mentioned earlier, Marty, both teams have 2 timeouts left.
Handoff straight up the middle, it's Johnson. And he gets upended, but not before he picks up a Cougar 1st down into Berwick territory. A Grand Central Cougar 1st down.
Mountaineers go to the rushing game also, pick up a good 11 yards in the 1st down. Grand Central 1st down as the clock will continue to move.
Ball at the Berwick 44, 1st and 10. And again, Johnson straight up the middle was brought down by his counterpart, number 8, Escobar, after a gain of about a yard.
Now you're looking at closing in on 2 minutes, Marty. What does that mean? A little bit of a sense of urgency. You're at the 40, Berwick's 44-yard line, 43-yard line. You have 2 timeouts left if you're the Cougars. They come out with trips left, wide receiver right.
Looking for a screen. This is Johnson down the sideline. And he is going to be brought down inside the 30 with a Grand Central 1st down.
Nice play by the Cougars. A little bit of a screen. We were talking about the rush by the Bulldogs. Screen to the left side. And that screen results in a Grand Central 1st down.
But the clock, after being stopped to move the chains, runs again. A minute and a half counting left in the second quarter. Cougars 2 timeouts remaining, trailing 7-0, 1st and 10 at the Berwick 28.
1st and 10 from the Berwick 28.
Here we go, dog. Here we go, dog.
Double slot, single back.
Wilson goes right. That's Moran. Nice tackle by May, keeping him in bounds after a gain of 4.
Moran with the
And Hazleton area timeout.
Caleb May on the Berwick tackle.
Caleb May, sure tackle.
Sorry, Joe, we'll keep it here.
And as I said, with that out, if you don't make a tackle there, Marty, that turns into a big play for the Mountaineers. And that's the big thing with the offense there is throw it in space, see what happens. But Caleb May coming up with a nice tackle.
Joe, in baseball action in Philadelphia, the New York Mets, looking for that last wild card spot, have jumped out to a 3-0 lead over the Phillies in the 5th inning. Here we've got 2nd down and 6. Actually, 5 from the Berwick 23-yard line. Minute 7 remaining. Hazleton area, 1 timeout remaining.
Now you get to the point defensively. You don't want to use a timeout if their Cougars try to do something offensively, don't gain any yards. Let them use their last timeout.
Wilson looking for Moran, tipped away by May. Great defense.
Caleb May comes up with 2 big plays defensively. Challenged him one-on-one down the field. Not a bad throw by Miller, but there you see Caleb May with a great job defensively. So the clock stops with 1 minute, 1 second left, first half.
Wilson's pass caught, but immediately dropped by Wilkerson was Gonzalez. Gain of only about 3, and Hazleton area uses their final timeout.
Great job. Wilkerson made the tackle very quickly. Didn't allow the receiver to make any move up the field, which is what you want underneath. So the Cougars. Fourth down, about 4. Again, you have to, if you're Berwick, I think defensively you have to think if you get a couple of wideouts, maybe don't give them as much leeway as you normally would. Play them a little tighter. Many wide receivers are taught if you run a route that's called and it's not there, immediately turn up the field to try to make something out of it. Draw is also a possibility here.
Fourth and 3 from the Berwick 21.
Gonzalez in motion to the bottom of your screen. Wilson looks that way. Throws, caught by Moran. Moran spinning, brought down inside the 5. First and goal, Cougars on the Grand Central, first down.
Marty was able to open underneath because as Wilson with dropping the ball very quickly and the forward pass stops the clock. The reason that pass was completed, the rush wasn't there, gave it time to study that defense. Here you see it. 1005, it opens up underneath, behind the backers, in front of the secondary.
For the first time tonight, the Cougars in the FNL Doors red zone. Second and goal, ball marked at the Berwick 5.
Second and goal from the 5 for the Cougars.
You got 37 seconds, so I could see Wilson sprinting. Tough to run a running play here.
Wilson rolls. Low pass, and actually that probably is a break for Hazleton area to stop the clock.
The incompletion, there's no doubt about it. Good job.
Defended by the Bulldogs, and it's incomplete.
I believe that was Skylar Neville up the field very quickly. As I said, Wilson there tried to roll to his left. Neville just didn't give him time to set up to make a throw.
Wilson rolls right, looking back left, and fell incomplete.
They're going to make the call, Marty. Defensive back ran into the receiver while the ball was in the air. I thought I saw a flag come in. 28 seconds. Let's see.
I don't think they threw the flag.
Okay. I mean, the ball's at the...
I apologize. They have moved the ball to the 3, the 2.5. Now,
I didn't see a signal from the referee, Marty.
the down marker still says third. PA announcer said first and goal.
Third and goal.
Now it is third and goal from like the 2.5. Carlick. No, it's Wilson. Wilson trying to get to the corner. He's in for a Cougar touchdown.
Once he got outside the defense, then it becomes really, for the defense, problematic. And I'll show you why right here. Now you have to try to make a tackle which is going to stop him from crossing the goal line. Extremely difficult because most of the time defensively you have turned your body and you're running toward the quarterback, not meeting him.
Jack Gills to hold for Jack Mariano. Kick is up and good. 21 seconds left in the opening half. Now tied at 7. We'll keep it here.
Just made it over, Marty. And now we're in a tie ball game. 21 seconds left.
Aaron Nola is out in Philadelphia. It's now 6-0 Mets. Still top of the 5th as the Mets look for that final wild card position in the National League.
Don't know how much of a gamble the Bulldogs will take here. I think you take the 7 unless you do a great job on the return here. You take the 7-7 tie. You head in to the locker room for halftime.
Plus, remember, they won the opening toss and deferred, so they are scheduled to get the ball to start the 3rd. Big drive at the end of the opening half for Hazleton area as Mariano's kick will go out of bounds. Now does that have Coach Curry rethink?
Well, Marty, I tell you what, take it at, I believe what, they move it to the 35 here. Take it at the 35. What you don't want to do is give the defense an opportunity with a turnover to do a quick score here at the end of the second quarter. So Marty Hazleton, 10 plays, 56 yards. Wilson, 4 for 7, 38 yards.
And then Hunter Johnson.
Johnson, 2 for 13 yards.
Galusha not finding much room up the middle, a short gain of about 2. Flag is down on the near sideline.
Don't know, Marty. It looks like they're marking it right at the 35.
Penalty against the Bulldogs.
I see the flag now.
The illegal substitution takes it all back to the 20.
Penalty moves the ball back to the 20-yard line. First and 25.
With the clock stopped at 15 seconds and back to the 20, I think now pretty much what you said, Joe, that Coach Curry not get real creative here. Hazleton area doesn't have any timeouts. Let's regroup, 7-all. And I believe that was Smith that took a knee.
Quarterback Weston Smith on the snap takes the knee.
So both teams looking at a 7-7 score.
We'll keep it here. Mike Sosar has an interview. Keep it here. And Mike Sosar with first-year Berwick head coach, C.J. Curry. We are at the half, 7-all here on WILN.
Hey, it's Justin from Grand Central, and our trained sleep professionals are here to help you sleep like never before. With an extensive line of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we are sure to find you the right mattress at the right price. Free delivery and removal, interest-free financing for up to 60 months, and same or next day delivery on select models.
And don't forget, everyday low prices. Stop in to one of our 2 locations,
Route 93 in Escapec,
or downtown Hazleton,
and see why Northeast and Central Pennsylvania sleeps better with Grand Central.
FNL Doors, your trusted overhead door supplier for over 50 years, providing quality products and services to Eastern PA and beyond with 2 strategic locations. They carry garage doors from leading manufacturers in the industry like Rayner. They guarantee parts and service for your home or business, from new construction to replacement doors, inspections, and service calls. FNL Doors stands behind every job, taking pride in the work they do. Call 800-344-DOOR or visit FNL Doors online at fldoors.com or visit their showrooms in Hazel Township or Schuylkill Haven.
We welcome you back to Crispin Field, live high school football on WILN, all tied at 7. And currently getting set up the Hazleton Area High School Marching Band. Long 39-yard touchdown run by Galusha for Berwick, put them up 7-0. Cougars answer right before halftime on a 56-yard drive. And on 3rd and goal, 21 seconds remaining in the half, Austin Wilson into the end zone. Point after is good for both. All tied at 7 here at Crispin Field. We're expecting more of what we got in that first half, a defensive-minded matchup between both of these teams.
Robert inside, service first, federal country, the FSML Railroad Society, the Studio Pizza, U.S. Food, Urban Dairy, J&J Federal Home, Divinity Deli, Pierogies, Federal Music Camp, American Carver Group, African Machine Shop, the Science Plot, Monster Printing and Embroidery,
And just waiting for the introductions to conclude before we hear from the Hazleton Area High School.
And
And it looks like we're ready. Let's head downfield level. Here is the Hazleton Area High School marching band.
As I walk lost in the darkened woods, I see a flickering light. I follow it, hoping to find a way out. Light continues to entrance me. It follows every move, not even care where it takes me. The woods have trapped me for quite some time now.
That has been the Hazleton Area High School Marching Band. We are at the half. Now look at Jim Burns' halftime stats. This football game all tied at 7 here on WILN.
You will love the feel-good feeling you get when you shop at Grand Central in Nescopeck and Hazleton. You will enjoy a no-pressure professional sales staff, experienced delivery crew, service after the sale,
and don't forget, everyday low prices.
No matter what you're shopping for in your home, we have you covered with top brand names like Flex Steel, Lazy Boy, England, and Dillon Custom Rugs.
With our enormous selection and the flexibility to finance interest-free for up to 60 months, Grand Central makes it easy to make your house a home.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years. FNL Doors, your trusted overhead door supplier for over 50 years, providing quality products and services to Eastern PA and beyond with 2 strategic locations. They carry garage doors from leading manufacturers in the industry like Rayner. They guarantee parts and service for your home or business, from new construction to replacement doors, inspections, and service calls. FNL Doors stands behind every job, taking pride in the work they do. Call 800-344-DOOR or visit FNL Doors online at fldoors.com or visit their showrooms in Hazel Township or Schuylkill Haven.
Contact Pete Casalica for a home and auto quote today.
We welcome you back to Crispin Field in Berwick, all tied at 7. The Hazleton Area Marching Band just finished up their halftime performance. And we are moments away from third quarter action. But first, for the first time this season, get a look at halftime stats, as always, compiled by Jim Burns.
Marty, when we look at these stats, I think the rushing yardage for both teams, first downs, the Cougars with 7, Bulldogs have 5. The Bulldogs with 100 yards rushing. Hansen along with Galusha. Cougars 48 yards rushing, 55 passing. A lot of them came on that screen pass on the touchdown drive. Berwick, no yards passing. Penalties 1 for 5. Cougars 2 for 20. The Bulldogs passing yardage stands out, and the reason for that, Marty, is I think trying to throw it down the field really need to concentrate on that underneath 10 to 15 yards, see if they can get something to a receiver and let him get some yards after the catch. We'll see if that happens in the second half.
Some individual statistics for the Cougars. Karlik, 7 carries, 30 yards. Johnson had 3 carries, 15 yards. Wilson, 6 carries, 3 yards, and a touchdown. And then Wilson passing with 6 of 10, 55 yards. Moran, 4 catches, 39 yards, and a big catch for Johnson on a screen pass for 14 yards. Galusha for Berwick, 5 carries, 54 yards, and a touchdown. Hansen, 7 carries, 49 yards. But passing Hansen is 0 for 2 and an interception. The plays, Hazleton area 26-17 run by Berwick, and time of possession advantage in favor of the Cougars, 14:04 to 9:56 for the Berwick Bulldogs. And that music tells us we've got some highlights from last year's game in Crestwood. With some technical difficulties, we've got a few moments before the teams return for third quarter action. And Joe, I remember it well 23 years ago when different high school football teams were paying homage to first responders after the horrific acts of 9/11. And it's amazing to think that this past Wednesday marked 23 years. And when you think about it, these student athletes weren't even born. How time has passed, and a lot of pressure goes on the teaching staffs of both of those school districts to let these student athletes know, and all students, that currently we're not around for 9/11, and to educate them on the history of that particular day, especially if we get to the point. I know a lot of politicians want to push for it to be a federal holiday, and in order to do that, I think a lot of students need to realize the history of that particular day.
I'll be very honest with you, Marty. The politicians are one thing, and obviously I think their heart's in the right place. But it may be in the wrong place in a lot of other different areas. But I think what the students need to is remember. A Remembrance Day about the young firefighters from New York going into that blazing inferno, and the people at the Pentagon, and in Shanksville where the people on the plane tried to overtake it. So I think that they have to know that there was a sacrifice there, and why did it happen? How did it happen? They have to understand.
And as you say, a day of remembrance, and the common slogan goes that we shall never forget.
Exactly.
And to all those that paid the price in that fateful day on 9/11, or those responders that went down to ground zero and tried to make recovery efforts, and since became sick, and a lot of them passing away because of the illness that they got from the fumes that they inhaled down at ground zero. So for those that tragically lost their lives that day, or those that responded and ended up losing their life later in time, we will always remember those, and keep 9/11 as a dear day in our minds and hearts for years to come. And that was
Marty, we're talking.
past Wednesday.
Excuse me, Marty, but we're talking about both teams here going in, and what are they going to do differently? I think both have relied on the run to a huge degree, more the Bulldogs than the Cougars. And how do you change that? I think the Bulldogs, and I'll mention it one more time, throw it underneath, let your receiver or receivers try to get it up the field. Cougars have done that fairly effectively. Caleb May has come up with some nice defensive plays for the Bulldogs at the cornerback position.
I believe we're going to get a look at our remaining schedule for this season. And we'll be back at it next Friday from Harmon-Guy Stadium as the Cougars begin the first of a two-game homestand against Wyoming Valley West in the Wilkes-Barre area. We go to Crestwood for the Cougars in the Comets. On October 11th, the Patriots of Pittston area against Hazleton area before we take a week off and then round out the regular season with Shenandoah Valley and Monterey area, that huge rivalry game. Both of those teams.
Every time I look at the schedules and the end of October, is you think of the impact that the state playoffs have had on high school football, especially in relation to dates. Cougars getting ready to kick off, as you mentioned earlier, Marty. Bulldogs deferred to the second half. Kick is on the way.
Short kick by Mariano taken at the 20, and a nice open field tackle at the 28-yard line.
I'll tell you what, Marty, that's a great special teams. Again, I'm trying to get his number. Great special teams play by the Cougars.
Number 33. Bulldogs first possession, 1st and 10 from their 29-yard line.
I heard the public address announcer say it's Connor Bacon on that open field tackle for the Cougars, but the Bulldogs start 1st and 10. Smith at quarterback. And not much there to the right side, maybe a gain of 2.
Ashton Smith handing off out of an I formation type look. Couple of yards. The other thing we mentioned earlier was conditioning. See how that goes with both teams in the second half.
Again under center is Smith, and Galusha this time finds running room out across the 40 for a Grand Central first down.
Galusha left side, and
Gain of 9, 1st and 10. That's a 41.
Gavin Galusha has done it, and there you see it as he tries to go back to the other side after picking up the first down. Nice job by the left side of that offensive line. Berwick running out of.
Cougars saying that they were drawn off, but it might have been just the motion from Berwick, but it is going to be a penalty against the Bulldogs.
I think when you change formations, which I believe the Bulldogs are trying to do, you need to stand up first if you're a player, then make your move. Because if you make it quickly, you're going to get called every time.
So it becomes 1st and 15 at the 36.
Tight slot left again.
Galusha again into open field. Gets away from one tackler before he's hauled out of bounds inside the 35 of Hazleton area with a Grand Central first down.
Galusha having a big start to the third quarter. There you see it. Nice job blocking by that offensive line again. And Galusha down the field. Matt Gordner was there.
Gain of 32 to the Cougar 32.
$32-yard gain for Berwick.
They're going to go to the first man through Aiden George.
Well, when they use this formation, Marty, run the tailback. Southern Cal ran this when John McKay was there many years ago, and the tailback up just about every year was up for the Heisman. Occasionally you try to fool them by giving to the fullback, and that's what the Bulldogs did there.
How do things go for him in Tampa Bay?
John, here's the press. John, how about your execution? I'm all for it.
Handoff for a short gain of maybe a yard, depending on the spot.
Left side there. Not much. Third down, about 5.
Number 57, Manny Toledo on the Cougar tackle.
They were, I'm sorry, I phrased that wrong, Martin. They were in the midst of a losing streak. And the press asked John McKay about, when he was at Tampa Bay, what about your players' execution? He said, I'm all for it.
Wasn't he also, if they don't get them back on the sidelines, they'll start sending them to Siberia? Play action. Smith looking, has a man, it's caught. Gabe Decker down inside the 15. And a Grand Central first down. Sorry, Joe.
No problem, Marty. Decker did a nice job here, but take notice, the fake, you don't get that rush up the field because of the fake. Decker done a good job of down the sideline, picking up the first down. Bulldogs.
Bulldogs for the first time tonight are in the FNL Doors red zone. And
again,
movement up front.
Same thing, Marty. Don't know whether they're going to call the Bulldogs. If they're trying to change formations, you can't afford to give up 5 yards, especially when you're inside the 20. And I talked to pregame about the Bulldogs having a problem inside the 20. This is one of them, along with putting the ball on the ground.
1st and 15 at the 18. They'll give to Galusha. He'll get the penalty back and maybe another yard.
Tough yards down there, Marty. 2nd and 10. Berwick has run exclusively out of the I formation to start this third quarter.
And I was with the insertion at fullback of Aim George. Galusha to the right. Karlik does a nice job of bringing down Galusha for a short gain shy of the 10.
There's a good indication of Galusha going left. In the first quarter, Hazleton backside didn't have any defenders that time. Karlik, excellent job on the bringing Galusha down, 3rd down.
Ball marked at the Cougar 11, 3rd and 8. Hanson, the lone receiver, to the bottom of your screen. Play action. Smith goes back and a one-hopper incomplete. Was looking for Romeo, and it'll bring up 4th down. And it looks like Coach Curry is going to elect to try the field goal.
I'll tell you what, Romeo, they were going to throw that ball back and maybe a little bit of a type of screen as we had some linemen over there. Just a little bit of pressure, ball was underthrown. So the Bulldogs' woes inside the 20 continue. Let's see what they do with the field goal attempt.
Freshman Caleb Yost will attempt from 28. Kick is up. It is good. Exactly 7 minutes left in the third. Berwick back in front, this time 10-7.
Impressive by Caleb Yost.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
Contact Pete Casalica for a home and auto quote today.
Marty,
go ahead, Joe.
What was impressive about that, as I jump in, I'm sorry about that, but they came away with 3 points, number one, inside the 20, plus they used 5 minutes off the clock. Yost with a 28-yard field goal, 9 plays, Galusha 6 rushes, 53 yards, 9 plays, 61 yards, and they took 5 minutes off the clock. So they accomplished 2 things there, scoring some points and eating up some clock.
It's kickoff by Robinson, taken by Van Gilst at the 17. Van Gilst, who has a kickoff return for a touchdown to his credit, is hauled down by Romeo across the 35, and the Cougars start at their own 38.
Marco Romeo again doing a nice job on special teams.
That's a Cougar 37.
No rush for the Cougars, Marty. We're 6:55 into the third quarter. So there's time aplenty, as they say. We're down 3.
Wilson goes right, cuts it back. Romeo will bring him down after a gain of about 3.
Not a bad gain on first down. The defensive end was outside. Wilson made the turn up the field quickly. Defenders got there after a 3-yard pickup.
Wilson being pressured. Fumble by May. Picked up by the Bulldogs. What a play by Kayla May to chase down Wilson. Forced the turnover and a late flag has been thrown.
We're going to talk about backside with the sprint, Marty. Great job. Caleb May coming up big tonight. Let's see what the flag's all about
before we hear from referee John Basic. Gabe Decker with the recovery for the Bulldogs. Ball at this point marked at the 24. Personal foul against the Bulldogs, personal foul against the Cougars, offsetting. So Berwick will have it 1st and 10 at the Cougar 24.
If you're going to sprint deep, and you take your time getting there, you have to be concerned about the backside. A lot of people do what the Bulldogs did there. Caleb May was the backside, and he fired. It's called a backside fire. Seen it happen to many people. And it happens into the short side of the field when the ball's on the hash mark. So the Bulldogs, another opportunity here in the third quarter, come away with some points.
6:02 in the third. 1st and 10 for Berwick at Hazleton 24.
In the 7th in Philadelphia, 7-0 Mets. This is Galusha leaning forward inside the 20. Officially marked at the 18, a gain of 6.
Left side gain.
Nice job, left side, Galusha on the run. Galusha should thank his offensive line. They're doing a nice job up front tonight.
5 on the play. Penalty being assessed against the Cougars.
Somebody with the cramp, I believe, in the Bulldog huddle, and we have another penalty, Marty.
Galusha now 12 carries, 111 yards, and a touchdown. As after the penalty, the ball will go inside the FNL Doors red zone.
Coming off is Galusha, I think a little bit of a cramp, as the Bulldogs now have the ball at the 10-yard line.
Looks like now replacing him is Caleb May. Hansen takes the handoff, and he's going to go himself. Flag down from John Basic and others. Ball down to the 5, but this may go on the offense.
John Basic called a holding call, I'm sure. Back side or the front side, and that's the call. Talk about that offensive line with Leonard, Shuckers, Grozier, Reeder, Geiger, Lonzinski. So there are a lot of people involved.
Galusha's back in. Penalty brings it back to the Cougar 20. On the Penn State Hazleton third quarter scoreboard, 10-7 Bulldogs. Looking to build on that lead after a fumble recovery by Decker, forced by May. Hansen will give to Galusha, bounces off a couple of tackles, gets inside the 15 to about the 13 for a gain of 7.
There's an example of hard running. Galusha was on a collision course right there, and he ran right out of that tackle, picked up some yardage. You got to wrap your arms when you're on defense if you're going to make a tackle, especially with backs that are hard running, which Galusha is. He has pretty good body lean, maybe a little bit too much upright, but he gets away with it.
Bulldogs can get a first down without scoring. 2nd and 13 from the 14. And looked like maybe movement on Hazleton area.
Must have been interior because I didn't get a look at it. Part of the problem now is defensively become a little tired. We talked about it was warm for a late September, mid-September game. So now you start to make mental mistakes which turn into physical mistakes. That time, nothing there.
Galusha hit for maybe a yard gain. Make it 3rd and 7 from the 8.
Head on by Jeremy Ackerman, number 74 for the Cougars. Team is just 1 yard off the play. 3rd and 8.
Ackerman with a good play defensively for the Cougars.
And you talk about the defense getting tired, Joe. Other than 2 plays in this third quarter, it's been Berwick offensively.
Exactly. So the defense has been on the field for majority, Hazleton's defense, majority of the third quarter.
Hansen keeps. Hansen inside the 5, brought down. It's going to depend on the spot. I think he's short, but a flag is down. That'll bring it back.
Hansen did a nice job. He had a good block in front of him. He turned it up. But as you said, Marty, I think it's coming back. Let's see what the referee, we have a hold on the left side. John Basic, the referee.
So it comes back to the 18, making it 3rd and 17. As we mentioned, the Bulldogs can get a first down without scoring.
One of the problems with running the corner is, especially if the quarterback is keeping the ball in bellies a little bit, you have to hold your block for a good long time. And many times that leads to the penalty that was thrown against the Bulldogs. 3rd down.
Empty backfield with Hansen now going under center. He looks, rolls right. He's going to keep it. And he's going to be upended.
I'll tell you what, Marty, that secondary reacted very well for Hazleton area.
And we have an injured Berwick player, I believe.
Great job by the secondary, coming up quickly.
And this may be Billy Hansen.
I think one of the things you have to do offensively, inside the 20, you have to pick 7 or 8 plays that are, you feel, good red zone plays. Run them from different formations. After a game or two, change it up a little bit. I don't think you can go grab bag down there. You have to tell yourself, these are the 7 things we do well inside the red zone. And if that doesn't happen, then you do start grab bagging and you come away with a few points. I think we're going to see another field goal attempt here.
So even if Yost makes the field goal, if you're Dennis Bookman across the way, Berwick's had the ball just about this whole third quarter. We're still within a touchdown and an extra point of taking the lead.
You got it. And that's why it's good to come away with 3. But you know what? 1 out of every 3 or 4 attempts inside the red zone, you got to come away with 6 or 7. Injured players still down, being looked at by the...
And we'll wait to confirm when he gets to his feet, but that may be Billy Hansen that's down.
I talked about the secondary, didn't get a number. It might have been the safety, it could have been the cornerback, came up quickly for the Cougars and made a nice stop. Trying to make something, and finally ran out of time, tried to turn it up the field. Let's see the Penn State Hazleton scoreboard, Marty. As you mentioned, Bulldogs up 3. They could be up 6 with the successful field goal. But on Hazleton's sideline, you have to think, I feel pretty good about that. I have to tell my defense, they did an excellent job.
And it is Billy Hansen that's being assisted to the Berwick sideline. Not walking steady as he's getting some assistance to get to the sideline, so. It
was not a head-on helmet-to-helmet thing.
So while we have a moment before the field goal, I'd like to thank the Third Base Luncheonette for supplying our crew meal tonight, as they have for so many seasons here at WYLN. Third Base Luncheonette, located just off of 9th Street in Hazleton. Many thanks to the Third Base Luncheonette.
Bulldogs to attempt the field goal. The ball will be spotted at the 21-yard line.
See
So Yost will mark it at the 21. This will be a 31-yard attempt. Kick short, may have been tipped at the line. No good. 2:10 remaining. And considering for how long Berwick has had the ball this third quarter, Coach Bookman and his staff and team have got to be thrilled. They're only down.
I'll tell you, you see them greeting their defense as they come off the field. Great job defensively by the Cougars. Yeah, that ball looked like it might have been tipped, Marty. You're right. It sort of slowed down.
Jim Burns saying that if it was tipped, it would have been by Riley Van Gilst, senior who's come up big early on in this season, especially on special teams for the Cougars. Wilson to the left. He's got a first down aboard down the sideline. Austin Wilson is going to go for a Cougar touchdown.
I'll tell you what, extremely quick to the corner. When I say extremely, he ran the defense. Good blocking down the field. Marty, when you get downfield blocking there, you don't have to knock anybody down. You just have to shield them, and that's what the Cougars did. One fell swoop. Game. Cougars up by 3.
Mariano on for the point after. 77-yard run by Austin Wilson. Cougars in front for the first time tonight. And Joe, I don't know if Coach Bookman's going to do it. But there was offsides on Berwick. For how many years that we saw here, when you moved half the distance to the goal, another Coach Curry would go for 2.
Well, the thing here is it's 13-10. Berwick, if they make this kick, Berwick can't tie him with a field goal. So my thought here is he'll kick it, which it looks like he will do.
Hold is down. Kick is off to the left and no good. So with 1:56 left in the third, Cougars play defense most of the third, but they have the lead, 13-10.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
Hey, it's Justin from Grand Central, and our trained sleep professionals are here to help you sleep like never before. With an extensive line of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we are sure to find you the right mattress at the right price. Free delivery and removal, interest-free financing for up to 60 months, and same or next day delivery on select models.
And don't forget, everyday low prices.
Stop in to one of our 2 locations,
Route 93 in Nescopeck,
or downtown Hazleton,
and see why Northeast and Central Pennsylvania sleeps better with Grand Central.
Welcome back to Crispin Field in Berwick. What a state of affairs. A missed field goal by Berwick and then a 77-yard run by Austin Wilson. We talked about it before we went to break, Joe. Hazleton area's run 2 plays, taking 1:12 off the clock. Berwick 13 plays, 8:52 off the third quarter clock. But the Cougars have outscored the Bulldogs 6-3.
And again, we go back to the Bulldogs' woes inside that red zone as the kickoff by the Cougars.
It's going to be picked up at the 11. And the Cougars on special teams make a tackle, but a late flag down at the 9 as May had nowhere to go as the Cougars special team swarmed upon him.
And I'll tell you, they performed very well tonight. They're down the field quickly. We're going to have a penalty against the Cougars, and the first down will begin the snap at the 24-yard line.
So a personal foul, either a face mask or a horse collar. Didn't catch the signal from Mr. Basic. Regardless, 15 yards. Instead of starting at your 9, you're starting at your 24, down 13-10.
Can't fault the effort, Marty. The effort was there by that special teams unit. What you can fault is try to break down, if it was a horse collar, break down a little quicker so you can make a clean tackle. Power formation, left side.
Galusha, maybe a yard. As remember, before the field goal, Hansen went off with an injury, so that was Ashton Smith under center.
Marty, you can go to the well a couple times, but you have to throw some variety in there. Bulldogs trying to do it with 2 backs tight a tailback and the quarterback under center. The two backs are to the right side, almost like a power I. This time,
Vasquez with the tackle for loss.
This time they try to run a little counter to the backside, but you can't do that when your defense is 4 yards up the field.
Under a minute left in the third. Third down and 12 from the 22.
Third and 12.
And Joe, I think that's the most amazing thing about this sport, how quickly Uncle Mo can change sides.
Oh, there's no doubt.
And you can feel now the team in white has that momentum. Play action. Smith looking, rolling left, now being pressured. Got a nice block through across the middle, has picked off. Going in for the touchdown is Heck. Xavier Heck.
I'll tell you what happened there, Marty. The quarterback going right tried to make the throw back to the middle of the field, didn't get anything on it. Perfect time for the defense to break on that, which they did. 2 touchdowns within the last minute, 30 seconds for the Cougars.
Mariano on for the point after. Kick is up and good. 11 seconds left in the third. Defensive score, Cougars up 10.
Point after attempt is good. 11 seconds remaining, third quarter.
FNL Doors, your trusted overhead door supplier for over 50 years, providing quality products and services to Eastern PA and beyond with 2 strategic locations. They carry garage doors from leading manufacturers in the industry like Rayner. They guarantee parts and service for your home or business, from new construction to replacement doors, inspections, and service calls. FNL Doors stands behind every job, taking pride in the work they do. Call 800-344-DOOR or visit FNL Doors online at fldoors.com or visit their showrooms in Hazel Township or Schuylkill Haven.
Contact Pete Kasalica for a home and auto quote today.
We are back. Get a look at the interception return for a touchdown that have the Cougars up 10.
There you see it, Marty. And again, he's going to his right. Now he has to try to turn his shoulders. There's no way that he can get some speed on that ball. Interception and the touchdown. Now the full Bulldogs are really
squibing kick goes out of bounds. So Berwick will get nice field position from the Mariano kickoff. Xavier Heck, the freshman, coming up with the big play of this football game.
I'll tell you what Xavier Hess did. He made a great break on the ball, but again, he had time to do that. Again, Bulldogs had a tight end running around, but quarterback couldn't look up the field because he was running to his right. Threw it up in desperation, trying to make a play, basically, and didn't happen. So
the Bulldogs will come out 1st and 10 at their 36. Coming left, Hansen back in, and the Cougars drop him for a loss of a yard. That'll be the final play of the third. Hazleton area 20, Berwick 10, fourth quarter next.
You will love the feel-good feeling you get when you shop at Grand Central in Nescopeck and Hazleton. You will enjoy a no-pressure professional sales staff, experienced delivery crew, service after the sale,
and don't forget, everyday low prices.
No matter what you're shopping for in your home, we have you covered with top brand names like Flex Steel, Lazy Boy England, and Dillon Custom Rugs.
With our enormous selection and the flexibility to finance interest-free for up to 60 months, Grand Central makes it easy to make your house a home.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years.
And Joe, as we come back, maybe the biggest play of this game has been made by a freshman, Xavier Heck, wearing a familiar number 20, the name Heck, in the lore of Hazleton area football, Josh Heck's son. Once again, we're getting too old for this game.
Marty, what changed along with the score is the momentum. You mentioned it earlier.
Hansen runs a quarterback draw. Hazleton area tries to string him out. And he is going to be brought down. He did everything he could to get a gain of 5 on the play. And now a late flag. And honestly, I think the officials, there must be a lot of chirping going on both ends, and they want it to stop.
I think you're right, Marty. Let's see where the call is against the Bulldogs. That call is maybe a little bit in the penalty, maybe a little frustration setting in for the Bulldogs. And they're going to draw a 15-yarder. Got to keep your head.
So the nose of the football will be at the 25, making it third down because it's post-play. Third down and 21. What do you got in there for the third and 21, Coach?
I told you last year and the year before and the year before that, there's not a lot of pages in third and 21.
We haven't added in anything on those pages, huh?
That's when you draw it in the dirt when you used to have a grass field.
Hansen doesn't find anything. Now he tucks and throws. Incomplete. And Joe simply running before you got it.
Wanted to get it up the field.
And with 4th and 21 at your own 25, the Bulldogs can do nothing but punt right here and hope the defense can get it back for them.
Exactly right. And the defense has played on pretty well for the Bulldogs for the majority of the game.
It's amazing. I think Jim Burns said 2 offensive plays in that third quarter for the Cougars. They ended up with 2 touchdowns, one of them courtesy of freshman Xavier Heck on an interception return for a touchdown.
Austin Wilson just got to the corner as Berwick punts it away. Nice punt.
Cougars weren't totally convinced, so they didn't have anybody back. And this will roll to the 28 of Hazleton area. 56 seconds into the 4th on the Penn State Hazleton scoreboard. A big run by Austin Wilson, an interception return for touchdown by Xavier Heck. Cougars jump in front 20-10.
Like I said, again, the interceptions, quarterback trying to make a play, just couldn't do that.
So it's going to be Wilson who will eventually step out of bounds. We'll see where they'll mark him.
That time they did a better job, they being the Cougars. Hazleton did a better job at least shielding the backside so that pressure doesn't get to them. Again, running off the left hash, the right cornerback takes off. So it's going to be a second down, Marty, and having a hard time picking up the down marker. Didn't come away with any yardage, so we're looking at 10.
This is going to be Karlik, who gets across the 30 for a gain of 3.
Berwick again defensively doing a nice job. J.J. Leonard there to tackle along with several of his teammates. Clock closing in on 10 minutes left. Cougars up by 10.
Wilson rolls right, throws downfield for Gonzalez. He got him! Brought down inside the 40 to the 36 for a Grand Central first down.
Good job, Wilson, with the sprint right. Gonzalez with the route, which was a go route, looked like coverage wasn't bad. Wilson made a great throw here. And Gonzalez with an excellent catch.
If my math is correct, a gain of 33. Wilson to Gonzalez. Cougars continue into Berwick territory inside of 10 minutes remaining. Now, as we get down here in the fourth quarter, Joe, clock was stopped because Gonzalez was knocked out of bounds as the Cougars run it here down to the 31 by Johnson. Remember, we mentioned it at the beginning, neither play clock is on. The play clock to our left was malfunctioning pregame. So now, as we get down to the nitty-gritty, if Wilson wants to take time off the clock, he's got to find the back judge to see when he's in those 5 seconds.
That's exactly right. The back judge will give a 5-second signal so the quarterback knows when to get the snap.
I don't know if he noticed the back judge. And the Bulldogs, I believe, got impatient defensively. They jumped offside, but I did notice in the back judge was
I thought he signaled delay. Let me see. Now
they may have said that the offsides occurred before the delay of game.
Exactly.
So it'll make it, well, they're going to give them a first down, a Grand Central first down via penalty. But that'll be something interesting to watch. This day and age, most fields have the play clock that quarterbacks can refer to. Now you got to go back to the old way and find that back judge.
It was a Grand Central first down on the penalty.
Johnson hit in the backfield, dropped for a loss. Romeo amongst those again in defensively for Berwick.
Rocco Romeo up the field right now. Now you have defensively, you should always tell your defense, especially as you get into the fourth quarter if you're behind, start thinking about tackling the football as well as the ball carrier. I mean, you don't have to miss a tackle because of it, but think of that should be in the back of your mind. You want to cause a turnover.
Play action. Dumped off to Peralta. Bounces off one. And he goes out of bounds at about the 25.
Right side pass. Bulldogs defense pushed the ball out of bounds. Gain of 1 yard on the play.
Wilson did a good job dumping it off to Peralta. Berwick did a good job getting a secondary man up.
And the other big thing, because as you were sort of mentioning before, Joe, the clock is starting to be the enemy for Berwick. Getting Peralta out of bounds stops the clock, and that becomes a break for yourself.
Exactly. See what the Cougars have up their sleeve. 3rd down.
And this is probably 2-down territory, so they don't necessarily have to get the 10 here in one shot.
Definitely.
Coach Bookman takes a timeout. 8:10 left. They lead it by 10.
Timeout on the field by Hazleton.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
After the Hazleton area timeout, a 3rd and 10 coming up for the Cougars.
1 yards. Rushing the ball, 10 rushes, 69 yards, and a touchdown. So offensively, he's been a big part of what the Cougars have done tonight.
Draw play gets about 5 to the 20. It'll bring up 4th down.
Not a bad call, Marty. They at least made the 4th down play acceptable. And here you see they pulled the right side, opened a little hole. So let's see what Cougars come up with on 4th down. If they have to give it up, it's deep in Berwick territory with 7:32.
With the ball on the 20, the Cougars are in the FNL Doors red zone. It's 4th and 5.
4th and 5.
Wilson to throw, and almost picked off as Billy Hansen was trying to jump the route. He was looking for Moran, but it falls incomplete.
He did a great job defensively. It was a smart move. It was a good play call. The only problem is with the route. If you're going to run that route, you have to run right at the defensive back to force him back a little bit, then make the turn out. Didn't happen. Hansen pretty much had a collar on it from the beginning. So the Bulldogs start their offense deep in their own territory.
They have all 3 timeouts remaining, but they're down 2 scores, trailing 20 to 10. Looking for a screen backside. Galusha, I thought I heard whistles that his knee was down. That does appear on the far sideline. They're going to say he only got a yard.
Good call, Marty. Maybe needed to draw it out just a little bit more, but the rush was up the field. He dumped it to him, but I think Galusha had to come back a little bit for the ball, and he went to his knee.
A gain of 1, and the clock continues to run. As we talked about earlier, the enemy for the Bulldogs down 10. Hansen's pass to Decker, a sliding catch, leaves the Bulldogs about a yard shy. Speaking of sliding, the Mets are facing a Clemens on the mound currently, but it's not Roger, it's Cody. It's 11-0 Mets in the 9th. As the Metropolitans look to gain that final wild card spot, Philly's magic number will remain at 9 to clinch the NL East.
Decker making a great catch for about 8 yards.
Gets the first down. It's a Grand Central first down. Coming up to make the play, among others, was Vasquez, Joel Vasquez for the Cougars, and an injured Bulldog down.
Hansen used his athletic ability, going inside quickly, picking up the first down. Grand Central first down has looked like a cramp to me, Marty, and we mentioned that earlier. As we're going to have a short break here as the trainers work on that. 5:39 left in the ball game.
All 3 timeouts remaining for the Bulldogs. And with the 5:39 key is you're down 2 scores.
20-10.
Caleb May leaves with a limp, and just the way he's limping, as you mentioned, maybe a cramping situation for him.
I'll tell you what, Caleb May has had a big night for the Bulldogs. Played very well, I thought. At cornerback, as medical people take a look at him. First. Bulldogs can't afford to give up the football, Marty. They have to, they got to find a way to get this thing down the field.
Fumble! Picked up by Hansen, dropped from behind by Peralta. But on the initial play, Sam Heller. What a play to come through and force the fumble.
Up the field, as I said, offensively, if you're trying to do anything, run or pass, if you get the defensive front up the field 3 or 4 yards, tough to do anything.
2nd and 22 from the 21. Hansen rolls right, looks to keep, throws, and incomplete. He was looking for Escobar, and it'll bring up 3rd down as the clock will stop at 4:42 remaining.
3rd, 23.
Hansen ran to the trips, tried to find a route, then threw it up in desperation at the end. Incomplete.
Hansen now to the sideline as Ashton Smith will go under center. Slings it out. This is Alex Estrella. and he gets 5-6 yards.
Estrella tried to, I believe, wanted to run the under on that wide receiver screen underneath and turned outside. Not a lot there. Fourth down.
Berwick will keep the offense out there on 4th and 16.
Tough situation to be in offensively. 4th and 15.
Under 4 minutes left on the Penn State Hazleton scoreboard. Smith rolling left. Throws, caught, complete. Estrella is shy of the marker. Excuse me. Peralta with the tackle to give the ball back to the offense.
Good attempt. Throw was right there. I believe that was Packer for Berwick with the catch. Tried to get it, I'm sorry, that was Estrella. He tried to get it up the field. Just came up a little short, so Bulldogs, they do have 3 timeouts.
Ball marked at the 41. Cougars look to take some time off the clock here, leading by 10. This is Wilson. Wilson into open field. He's going to get his second touchdown of the night, and that may have put it away for the Hazleton area Cougars.
Defense slow getting there. Obviously, many of the Berwick players playing both ways. Wilson with his speed gets it to the corner. Here you see it. Now watch as he turns it up right there. The gap right there. The inside of the defense never got there. Wilson's able to take it up the field. 26-10 Cougars.
Mariano for the point after. Kick is up. Good. 3:41 remaining. Cougars lead it 27-10.
Hey, it's Justin from Grand Central, and our trained sleep professionals are here to help you sleep like never before. With an extensive line of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we are sure to find you the right mattress at the right price. Free delivery and removal, interest-free financing for up to 60 months, and same or next day delivery on select models.
And don't forget, everyday low prices.
Stop in to one of our 2 locations,
Route 93 in Escapec,
or downtown Hazleton,
and see why Northeast and Central Pennsylvania sleeps better with Grand Central.
FNL Doors, your trusted overhead door supplier for over 50 years, providing quality products and services to Eastern PA and beyond with 2 strategic locations. They carry garage doors from leading manufacturers in the industry like Rayner. They guarantee parts and service for your home or business, from new construction to replacement doors, inspections, and service calls. FNL Doors stands behind every job, taking pride in the work they do. Call 800-344-DOOR or visit FNL Doors online at fldoors.com or visit their showrooms in Hazel Township or Schuylkill Haven.
The 3rd rushing touchdown of the night for Austin Wilson may have put this one away to give the Cougars their 2nd victory in a row.
One play, Marty, 41 yards. Wilson to the left side. Found the gap between the front side and the back side defense.
And I believe from the last note, Wilson, 110 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. Mariano, the kick after, has the Cougars in front. 27-10, but it might have been the 2nd rushing touchdown of the night, Joe. We had talked about it. The Cougar defense had held, missed field goal, and then Wilson went from 77, and the Cougars from this point have not looked back. .341 is all that separates the Cougars from evening their record at 2-2 on this season. And if you're C.J. Curry, Joe, there were things to build on tonight. And I think you sort of talked about it. Wilson got that big hole and ran away from some tired players playing both ways. Short kickoff taken at the 24. Peralta on the tackle, out across the 35-yard line.
I'll tell you what, Marty, you look at what you did well, and believe me, I know exactly what he's going through. And I know I'm getting older, but I haven't forgotten it. That's as deep the scar runs. The first year, you take a program over and you're trying to redo it and re-image it in your thoughts. It's just difficult to do. You got to have good people around you, which I'm sure CJ does. And you have to build the culture. His grandfather built a culture in Berwick, and you have to build a culture. Not an easy thing to do.
And Joe, you talked about good people. It's always a pleasure when we get to see Dr. Cos Curry, father of CJ, son of George. Always to see that smile, and there is not a better person on this planet than Dr. Cos Curry. It's great to see him earlier tonight. Extremely well for himself, and doing a great job up in Stroudsburg. And, you know, Dr. Curry was in a lot of those battles with George Curry, and I'm sure he's going to be able to be a sounding board for CJ.
Exactly. There is a case where the receiver needs to get back to the ball. He had some room between him and the defensive back. The ball was thrown accurately, not a lot of speed on it, so it gave the defensive back time to react. But if the receiver had moved back, moved to the ball quicker, could have been a completion.
Smith's pass complete to Escobar. Vasquez with the tackle. But that play before, that defensive back you were talking about, Carlos Gonzalez. And we've seen him grow up on the football field, and now he's an experienced senior in that defensive backfield for Coach Williams.
That's the kind of throw we're talking about, Marty. You know, it's a little late for it now, but you need to work on that.
As you see on the Penn State Hazleton scoreboard, gone under 3 minutes remaining. Cougars up 27-10, getting the carry for Berwick and getting the Grand Central first down, I believe, is Brock Sims, a sophomore.
He picked up the first down. Good running there for a sophomore.
And it's a Grand Central first down. 5'9", 165 sophomore is Brock Sims. And now an injured Cougar down. Oh, and I apologize. They marked him just shy. And now John Basic says it's a first. We had it right the whole time. John Basic just wanted to confirm.
As I said, Marty, he's down, and now's a good time to work on it. I mean, obviously, you look at the board, they need Bulldogs. Need 3 scores.
Heller was the injured Cougar. New set of downs for the Bulldogs, 2:46 remaining. And they'll wind this clock once everything is set. Smith looking. Now he's going left down the middle of the field. He was looking for Escobar, falls incomplete. Van Gilst on the coverage, and a late flag is thrown in the backfield.
They threw a late flag, but it's going to be pass interference. They got tied up, I believe, both of them. The legs got tired up. You know, it all depends on the official, to be honest. Some of them will call it, some of them will let it go as part of the football play. And I don't think they will let that go, so it's going to be a first down via penalty.
And it's a Grand Central first down to the Cougar 38.
2:35. Your mindset here has to be, let's score, onside kick. We don't care if they know it. We're just going to have to try to execute it. Let's see if make the throw there.
And he overshoots the receiver there. I believe he was looking for Shiloh Escobar again.
I know he's thinking I need to go downfield with this, but he had the sideline. You have 3 timeouts. He had a receiver underneath there, he being the quarterback, Smith. He had a receiver underneath, make the throw, let the receiver get out of bounds. Part of a 2-minute drill, which is really what they need to do right now.
They'll give it to Sims. He gets knocked out of bounds. A flag on that sideline, so we'll check that.
Sims only a sophomore, you mentioned, Marty. Nice job. He got downhill quickly. Let's see what...
It is a hold. So we'll see where the penalty was, and they'll mark off 10. It looks like ball will be marked somewhere near the 41, which will make it 2nd and 13.
One of the things you need to teach your offensive line is, listen, we're going to run a play wide. The first thing they're going to look for is whether your hands are outside the body. And then when they see a hand out here, that's going to be the call.
Quick throw outside. And getting out of bounds is Escobar, but another flag down in the middle of the field.
Right side pass, long line of scrimmage.
You have another hold.
Completed, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 45. There's a flag on the field.
Well, there's a couple things here. You're down by 17 points. You have to throw the ball pretty much. So the defense is, they're teed up. They're coming after you. Offense is a little bit of a disadvantage because the defense, the only thing they're worried about is getting to the quarterback.
Smith rolling right, looking left, going down the middle of the field, and knocked away nicely by Xavier Heck.
Heck again with a great play.
Other than the Austin Wilson 77-yard run in the third quarter, maybe the next biggest play was that interception return from 36 yards out by Heck. That made it a 2-score game.
There isn't any doubt. And the other thing it did was Bulldogs came away with nothing. All of a sudden, 2 scores for the Cougars, and that.
And we talked from that missed field goal, Wilson run on. Momentum stayed with the Cougars the rest of this ball game.
It did, as we have 138.
And incomplete, looking for Decker.
That's a case of trying to catch it and take off before you catch it. So, 4th down coming up.
4th and 19.
Minute 33 with the clock stopped, 4th and 19 from the 47. Smith going for it all. Incomplete. Heck again on the coverage as they were looking for Estrella. Cougars will take over on downs.
At 1:26 left, Bulldogs. Like I said, Berwick at this point, Marty, go in and take a look at the film, talk to your players about what they did well as their mistakes. Put your game plan in for your next game. And
so, Joe, we talked about we'll see the Cougars at home next week against Wyoming Valley West. Berwick stays at home. They'll face the Hawkeyes of Hanover area.
As Cougars now, there you see our remaining schedule, as you had mentioned before. Run to the right side. I'll tell you, as coaches now, it also behooves you to keep the players, not only football-wise, but keep them in a frame of mind to be competitive. That's not always easy when you're struggling with a football team.
Some new players getting some action here. Freddie Corrado wearing number 1, the sophomore in at quarterback. That last carry by number 15, Sam Miller. Play action, and actually it's Miller that has the football. And we were seeing some new players checking in for the Bulldogs. Defensively.
I don't think the Cougars have to run another play.
And they're running over to the sideline. Coach Bookman, I think, is confident that they do not have to run another play as the clock will tick down. 2 consecutive road wins for the Cougars. Evens their record at 2-2, and they head back home next Friday night. Got to see the athleticism of Austin Wilson, and then the history of Hazleton area football. Another Heck wearing number 20, Xavier Heck, the son of Josh, with a big play in that third quarter.
The other thing we have to do, I have to point out, Caleb May for the Bulldogs had a great game defensively. Again, Bulldogs looking from Hanover next week.
And the other player that I thought made a lot of big plays defensively, Rocco Romeo.
Romeo did an excellent job defensively.
And we have to remember, Berwick was controlling the clock in the third quarter, a lot of it via their running game. There are things that Coach Curry and his staff can build on from what I saw here tonight.
You know, one of the things you have to look at is you cannot let that red zone area get to you. You have to be able to, as I said, take 7 or 8 plays and a couple of formations and do them well. Run them from a couple and do those plays well rather than go.
And the other thing that we saw with Berwick, they stalled a couple of times, some key penalties in the red zone as well.
Yeah, you're right, Marty, and that's those couple.
I apologize for
the red zone
guy's actions earlier. That's not how most
the
of us
problem.
are.
Again, if they would have scored down there, now Hazleton doesn't have the opportunity.
Down on the field, Mike Sosar has winning head coach from Hazleton area. Well, now they got to move a little bit as the band comes through, so hang on one second. Winning head coach of Hazleton area, Dennis Bookman. I'm sorry. No, come on. Or here, let me do this.
WILN Game of the Week again.
That's awesome. It's great having you guys here, obviously. Thank you for all you do. We're excited to be able to get back home now, competing our home fans. We treat the season in two here in terms of the regular season. We're closing out the first half, and we'd obviously like to be able to close out the first half with a winning record here against a really good and tough opponent. West, another big story. We go from a huge against Berwick, equally big one against Valley West here, and we're going to enjoy this one tonight, and then we're immediately going to get focused to Valley West tomorrow.
And we better get you some NyQuil too, or some throat lozenges, little Ludens. That does it from the field, guys. Coach, congratulations. We'll see you next week. Back upstairs to you, Marty.
In the Hazleton area Cougars, winners of 2 in the row on the road. Some quick individual stats. Austin Wilson, the big offensive star for the night. 11 carries, 110 yards, 3 touchdowns. Cougars finished with 259 yards of total offense, 168 of that on the ground. Jalista for Berwick, 17 carries, 105 yards, their lone touchdown. 228 yards of total offense, 179 on the ground. We are going to wrap it up for our director, Barry Jayas, for Mike Sosar. For Jim Burns on stats, for Joe DeMelfi, I'm Marty Burns. Once again, the final score, Hazleton area wins it 27-10. This has been a WILN Sports Special presentation. Good night from Berwick.
You're watching WILN TV 35.